my gosh. Super excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ooh, let me tell you something. Personal branding, it'll change your life. It changed my life, and it created opportunities for me that I couldn't otherwise have imagined. Whether it was inside of an organization or outside as an entrepreneur, no matter where I stepped, even when I didn't even know personal branding was a thing, and leveraging social media when it wasn't even a thing, it has created opportunities that I could never imagine actually happening, and they did. And today, I only have a little bit of time with you. I could literally talk about this stuff all day. In fact, I do. As a social media trainer, I do a lot of corporate training, and I help people use their brands for business. Because of course, we know the marketing teams do it, but every one of you can leverage your brands as an individual while you're working. So basically, I know this is a big promise, change your life, but what if I told you? What if I told you your brand could change your life? The first time my brand changed my life was, again, before social media was even a thing. It was way back in the days when I was working in broadcasting, and I wanted to get a job for Raptors TV. And my email address at the time, because this is when you were submitting faxed resumes still, and it was kind of like this online, offline world kind of converging. And my email address, because I wanted people to see me differently, was ask_sportschick@yahoo.com. Because of that email address, they took a look at me, so I got attention. That's the first time my brand changed my life. And that we're talking about 2000. So the thing is, with personal branding, it takes a lot of work, both in your online and your offline world. And you have a choice today. As you meet these amazing connections that you have and that you're going to meet and that you're going to add to your network, we're talking about connecting. We're talking about taking opportunities. We are talking about taking the actions necessary to create the opportunities you want so you can what? Change your life. And I promise, everything that I am sharing, I have done or have told people to do, and see people and hear the amazing results when people do it, because this stuff matters. So this is your red pill, blue pill moment. Remember this scene right here in The Matrix? This is when Morpheus, for those of you who have not seen the movie, because it's getting kind of old now, which is actually crazy. It's kind of making me a little nervous here. So in this moment in the movie, he was talking to Neo and saying, okay, I had the opportunity to change your life here with this information, but you have to make the choice. So you can take the red pill of work, and literally it's the reality pill, because branding is not easy. It is not just a simple thing. It is something that you're gonna do all the time. Or you can take the blue pill of bliss, go back to what you normally do and try to get your job the normal way, and see how that works out for you. I'm not saying you can't get a job that way, but why would you not stack the deck? Why would you not own the opportunities that are in front of you if you just take action? So the real thing is, your brand is open for business 24/7. And what I mean like that is, people are looking you up. They look you up at work. They look you up when you're applying for a job. They look you up when you are on the team at work and they're thinking of giving you an opportunity. They look you up when you meet a guy or girl at the mall and they're like, who is this guy that I think I like? Or who is this girl I think I like? They look you up, and your brand can speak volumes. And the interesting thing about the opportunities that you have in front of you, never in a point of time could you manage your brand with the device that you hold in your hand. You have an opportunity to grow your reputation, create and plant seeds where people don't even know who you are, and all of a sudden, they just know you. They are looking you up and they're checking you out. And you know what? We've already heard this. Both speakers right in the beginning are telling you how quickly the world has changed, because in the last 10 years, the Facebook looked like that. Twitter, that was a sound 10 years ago, and now it's a thing. LinkedIn, by the way, sounded like a prison. Applications we sent to colleges and universities. 4G is where I parked my car. The cloud, that was like actually in the sky. When we say the cloud now, we don't even think of the real the real thing, the cloud. Crazy, huh? And you know what? Snapchat, that just sounded like a major diss fest, right? And then when we think of Instagram, we think of a really fast candygram 10 years ago that I wish I got one in grade 5, but I didn't. It's okay. And Skype, that was just simply a typo, right? And what do we do now? What do we do now? We Google people. This is our reality. You are Googled all the time. Is there anybody in this room, anyone, not Google somebody? Anyone? Is there somebody in here, please? Is there one? I'm looking for that one person that says, nope, I have never Googled anybody in my entire life and I don't plan on it. Anyone? No, I didn't think so. We do this. Employers do it. Your boss does it. Your community partners, the people that you meet, they Google you, they check you out. And why not add to that conversation? Because here's the thing, it's one of the rudest questions that if you have the answer to, and if you leverage your opportunities online, to be able to answer that, and you are, because that's what people are doing when they're Googling you. When you're in a meeting, they're saying, and you are? Who do you think you are? But imagine walking in a room like it's a 1980s sitcom where everybody knows your name, because of the time that you took to invest in your brand online. And people walk in knowing, oh, that's the guy that does this. That's the guy that can help us do this. That's the woman who can help us do that. Oh, she knows how to do that. When you walk into a room and people know what you can do, and people already know your name because they did what? Googled you. They checked you out on LinkedIn. They know who you are. Gone are the days when we have an offline, online world. It is one and the same. It is one and the same, and we need to stop treating it as separate entities. You need to show up like you show up. You need to own your brand, own what you bring to the table, and take that and everything you know and be intentional about it. Know what's out there. And personal branding, I know we hear it everywhere. It's feeling like a buzzword, but I tell you today, it is not a buzzword. It is a tool. It is a tool that you need to leverage. And when people are wondering, well, what exactly is a personal brand? Really simple, it's your reputation. It is what you bring to the table and how you serve those that you work with. And I want you to start changing your framing around how you position yourself online. So many times it's like people don't want to do it because they feel like they're bragging. But if you take what you bring to the table and position it in an attitude of service and how you help, people are already thinking about how they can work with you. So personal branding is not a thing. It is not a buzzword. It's a real thing that you need to start taking advantage of. So what exactly is personal branding? I told you what a brand is. Your reputation is what people say when you leave the room or when you were not even a part of the conversation in the room. But branding is being intentional. Branding is taking a look at what you bring to the table and actually doing the work to position yourself online so you can influence or inform what you bring to the table, so that people can leverage you, because it's really hard to ignore awesome. When we see awesome things, guess what we do? We share it. So when there's someone awesome in the workplace, or when there's an awesome candidate, we can't help. We cannot, I can tell you one thing, we cannot ignore them. It's hard to ignore awesome. So your online presence is like your introduction, because you will meet more people online first than you have ever met in your entire life face-to-face. And that is a real thing because, again, people are Googling you. So your introduction needs to be complete. So that means spending the time on your profiles, which I'm sure you're going to get tons of advice on today, and making sure that you make the right introduction, because we make snap judgments when we see people online and how they position themselves. So why not use this to your advantage? But here's the thing, especially because we're talking about jobs today, Your brand is not something you work on until you get your job. Because most people on LinkedIn, they look as good as the last job they applied for and got. But what I want you to do is use this as a tool. LinkedIn is so powerful, I swear. I wish I had a LinkedIn t-shirt like I work for them, because it really sounds like I do, because I love LinkedIn and I owe a lot of my success to LinkedIn, both from an entrepreneurial standpoint as well as in my career as a professional. But what I can tell you is that if you maintain your profile, if you take the advice that I am sharing today, your LinkedIn account, your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn presence will be a tool that will continue to attract opportunities that you deserve, that you naturally would attract because you're that awesome fit for it. So I want to make sure that you guys do that today. And again, your brand is a long-term strategy. It is constantly growing. It is constantly changing, constantly evolving. I went from sports chick to now a social media trainer. I kind of made that up along the way, but it's a thing now. It's kind of cool. And I used LinkedIn for that. So today my agenda is really, really simple. I have 6 steps, 6 things that I want to share with you, 6 strategies that I believe no matter where you are at in your personal branding journey, it will help you. It will change your life. And so, yeah, I've got goals. I do. I really do. My goals for today are simply to serve you, simply to give you something that you can right away feel like I took that red pill and I'm taking action because Cher said to do this. That makes me so happy when I hear that. So make sure you guys connect with me on LinkedIn and tell me the thing that you did, the thing that you changed. So you guys, well, I have my goals to serve you and just give you the best information I possibly can to help you change your life through your personal brand. You got one job while you're here today with me. Write down 3 things. 3 things that you are going to take action on as a result of what you've heard today. And then I want you to actually, I don't know, call me crazy, take action and do it. It could be as simple as updating a profile picture. I don't care. Take action, because action breeds momentum. Action creates opportunity. And that's what I want from you guys today. So my first tip is figure out what you want. And I know it sounds so basic, but when you know exactly what you want, when you know the industry you want to work in, when you know where you want to be 18 months from now, where you know what you want to do, as far as how would it make you grow in your career, you need to know your goals. So what I like to position my goals as, or what are my musts? What must I accomplish in my role? And what must I accomplish as a professional? And those will drive me, because it sounds a lot, I must do this, sounds a lot stronger than my goal is to accomplish. What's a must for you? And have that drive you. The next thing you need to do is package your awesome. I'm going to give you 3 quick questions to ask yourself if you're trying to figure out what makes you awesome. Number 1, what are the things that you can do all day, every day, and just be so happy? If you could just do this on the job all day, the things that excite you, maybe it's creating presentations, maybe it's about jumping into spreadsheets and creating spreadsheets and making everybody's world easier. Whatever it is, what makes you awesome? What do you love to do? The second thing to help you define your awesome, what do other people tell you you're awesome at? Ask yourself that question. And then the third thing, or what are the things that back up your awesome? What are the gifts you have, the experiences you have, the skills you have? Those are the things that when you are packaging your awesome, that's what you need to do. And you need to be on LinkedIn. And that's where that awesome goes first, because that's where people check you out professionally, and that's where you need to go. And if you can take that awesome and position it in a service-based approach, so how do I help with my awesome? But how do I help? And write your profile in that manner. You will definitely attract what you need. But like I said before, don't have one of these, a LinkedIn tombstone, meaning here's the dead career of Cher Jones from 5 years ago when she last updated her account. What you want is a current, active, living representation of what you do now. You can share projects. There's so many different things. Talk to LinkedIn folks about how you can stay current on LinkedIn, but you definitely don't want a tombstone. But you need to know this, as I said before, your brand is not really about you, because when people are looking you up, they're looking at how can you help them. So keep that in mind when you are writing your profiles. And then people say, okay, I get the LinkedIn thing, I got it. There's like all these shirts in the room, LinkedIn, yes, LinkedIn, check. Where else do I go? Fish where the fish are. Where your industry hangs out, that's where you hang out. I'm a social media trainer, so I'm everywhere. But where I follow the opportunity, and my biggest opportunities are on LinkedIn, and then seconded by Twitter. That's where my money comes from, that's where I hang out, that's where my industry is. The next thing you need to do is always, it's so basic, ABC, always be connecting. Savon talked about that as well. You need to connect. You're here today. Make sure you are creating that network for you, where you are connecting anytime you meet. You get off the phone with somebody, it was great talking to you today. Let's stay connected here on LinkedIn. You meet somebody, or you see somebody at a conference that you didn't get to speak to, but you were following the hashtag. Another tip there, social media tip, go follow the hashtag and check out all the people who are tweeting and connecting, and connect with them. Always be connecting. You also want to make sure that you have a connections plan, so a very targeted connections plan of getting in touch with the people who can help you. I've done this so many times and has created an insane amount of results. Visibility creates opportunity. I want you to remember that, because when you have this awesome profile where you've positioned your awesome, and then you stay top of mind by sharing amazing content, sharing things that serve your audience, knowing who they are, you all of a sudden will stay top of mind because you're always posting stuff that serve. So that's something that's really important that you need to keep in mind. But you need to know who your audience is and what you can serve them with. You're not going to give Cookie Monster crackers. So know who your audience is and what they will appreciate from you. Know who they are and what content can you create or curate, meaning find, that will serve your audience well. And when you want to step up, you can also serve as a guest too, because other people have created platforms where your audience hangs out. You can join their podcast, you can join their live stream, you can join their blog. Wherever your audience is, that's where you need to be. Again, fish where the fish are. I'm at tip number 5, and I know this sounds crazy. I know, be social. It's like, wait, what? Yes, it's social media. So many of us are worried about, okay, our profiles, got it. Got to share good stuff, got it. Got to be connecting, got it. But now what about the social part? What about the actual connecting with people, commenting on what they share? I do this thing, I know it's gonna sound crazy. I eat breakfast like every day. Crazy, right? And for all those who don't eat breakfast, don't worry, this tip applies to lunch and dinner too. But while I eat breakfast, I use that time to engage with the people I'm connected with. The people who share stuff, I'll go in and I'll comment. I'll go in and I'll send them, slide in on the DM and send them a quick message. I do that because that is how you build relationships. It's not just about showing up. Yes, it creates visibility, creates opportunities, but you need to be social. You need to build relationships, and these are the tools that you have in front of you, both face-to-face and online. Also, listen for clues. A clue, a clue. When people are talking about things that you know about, or when things, even if it's something that is, I'm super excited for December because Black Panther is coming out. I'm still trying to figure out the outfit of what I'm gonna wear. But in the meantime, when I see people talking about Marvel movies and what's dropping and what's coming up next, even if I've took the time to curate my audience, the people that I'm connected with, and I'm seeing now that they are into the stuff that I'm into, even personally, that's a wonderful opportunity for me to connect with them. That's a wonderful opportunity for me to grow relationships with them. And you want to, when you're growing and connecting, you want to do your research so you look like a boss. You could check them out on Facebook, you could check them out on Twitter, check them out on LinkedIn, and what you want to do is make sure that when you do your research, you're not having basic conversations because the information is out there. And let me tell you, At the same time, the warning, first world problems, I know, but you do need to be careful with every click, like, and comment. It does affect your brand, both negatively and positively. So just make sure that you are making sure that you are connecting and engaging in the right way. You also want to treat, this is my final tip, you also want to treat your brand as an investment. Because let me tell you, when companies like, for example, PokerStars, when they looked me up on LinkedIn and said, hey, would you like to come to Bahamas and do a training session with our team online? Yes, I felt like I won the lottery. And every time someone looks you up, every time somebody checks you out, where you're like, oh my gosh, this is my moment. Because I positioned my awesome, I made those connections, I was sharing things that showed the things that I know and the things that I'm into, and all of a sudden somebody connects with me that I didn't know, and they're saying, hey, we'll fly you to Bahamas. Okay, let me think about it. Yeah, thanks. So those things happen. But let me tell you, if you want to win the lottery, you need to turn your hustle mode on, because I hear so many people who are like, yeah, I tried LinkedIn, or I tried Twitter, or I tried Instagram, and it didn't really work for me. Well, if you kind of sort of try, you kind of sort of get results. So what you need to do is try. Invest the time, invest the energy, and all of a sudden you will have such a strong brand, it will be over 9,000, okay? It'll be awesome. And clearly what you want is you want that strength to bring into the negotiations. You want that strength that when you walk into the meeting room, people know your name like it's 1980. So keep in mind, again, here are my quick recaps. You want to make sure you know what you want, aka your musts or your goals. You want to package your awesome, so when people look you up, they know how awesome you are. You want to keep it simple, ABC, always be connecting. Visibility creates opportunity, so be visible, share stuff, share cookies, not crackers. Be social, I know it sounds so simple, but yet it works. And treat your brand like an investment, and yes, I swear to you, it works. I swear, I promise, so even if you're a little skeptical, I promise you it works. So this is your moment, my friends. Red pill of work, blue pill. You can chill, you can, do what you do. Or you can take that red pill, invest in your brand, invest in your future. This is your time. So well done is better than well said. Make sure you have those three things that you're going to take action on this weekend. And don't think about it too long, because your brand will evolve, your brand will change, your brand will grow. It's about taking action. Thank you.